First off, a shout out to Matt once again, originally named Matt Brunette, for his reviews on both Illumination Pets films, The Secret Life of Pets of 2016 and The Secret Life of Pets 2 in 2019, to help me do my next review of Warner Animation Group's DC League of Super Pets. It's been a long time since we got a fully animated film since 2020 Scoop, which was streamed on streaming services. We finally got something different in terms of animated superhero films. While Pixar's Incredibles and Disney's Big Hero 6 are more human-centric, this film is most likely animal-centric and a partial inspiration taken after the success of the Secret Life of Pets franchise from Illumination Entertainment, but with a spin to it. So, how will it play out? Let's see. The story revolves around superheroes Canine Crypto, who is on a rescue mission to save his owner and the rest of the Justice League team, including Batman, Green Lantern, Cyborg, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and The Flash, so much more, from an evil Lex Luthor and a guinea pig named Lulu from taking over the world with their army of hamsters. To do this, he teams up with 4 shelter pets who gain superpowers thanks to this piece of orange crypto meteor, including Ace, PB, Burton, and Chip. It's most likely something that Warner Bros. Want to cash in on the Pets films. This was their answer to Secret Life of Pets with that superhero twist. First off, with the story, it's mostly like your rescue mission story subplot, if you call it. Like in the first film, where it revolves around Gidget and the rest of the variety of animals trying to save Max when he gets lost in that subplot. And here, it's where the main characters and the other rescue team go out and fight crime in their own way. And from watching it, let's say it can have its potential, but a little more fleshed out. As for the humor, well, it mostly consists of teensy bit of juvenile humor revolving around animal-based, which will involve the kitties. It does pick up with the action sequences, mostly makes up for the predictable plot and juvenile humor. So I can say it's executed very nicely with the action sequences, especially in the climax, which we'll get into later if you see the film. So overall, the story might be predictable at times with its rescue mission subplot and the juvenile humor at the beginning, but luckily it does pick up with the action sequences and what the pets are capable of accomplishing to rescue newly found owners. For the animation, while looking at it in comparison, the movement, it does have that comic book feel to it, like most others would say, in terms of the movement, only without the stop motion that's mostly been revolutionized a few years back. And the effects, like the explosions and the lightning effects and all that stuff, say those effects are really fascinating to watch. It's all flashy, while it best captures in animation than live action. Now for the designs of the characters, to compare this with the Secret Life Pets, the animation on the animal characters and the human characters, I say they might be okay at best. The issue is that the eyes on the animals might be too human-like and too close together and make them feel a bit too realistic. And the detail on the human characters, especially the Justice League, the superheroes, are really weird to look at on some occasions when you see like the Irish in their eyes. And as for the city of Metropolis, it says like mostly your generic town compared to like your average city. Comparing this to like Secret Life Pets, I say that animation is much more lively and those character designs have the right balance between looking like something realistic but with a artistic and cartoon aesthetic in spite of its illumination style. And the scope of New York City's, while it might be another generic city, it's much more detailed with its lighting effects. All in all, the visuals in this film might be fascinating to watch and could have potential, but it just needs a little bit of fixer-upper. Now on to the characters, starting with Crypto himself, voiced by Dwayne Johnson. Look at him, he's more like two characters reminiscent. Like he's like Bolt, who is overprotective of its owner, and like Max, who doesn't want Superman out of his life and doesn't want to be alone. A hothead at best, but has to accept the different things in life. And for the ragtag team, starting with Ace, who is the second leader of the DC League Pets. He's mostly more sympathetic than the protagonist itself. Thanks to Kevin Hart's voice acting performance, he does make the character much more down to earth. And as for the others, they're stuck to their one personality traits. Like PB is the Potbelly Pig who can shrink in size, huge or small. Myrtle is like the super speed turtle who can zoom flash. Yes. And as for Chip the Squirrel, he's mostly use his electric hands to zap anything around to protect. While they may have one personality traits and specialty, one good thing is their charm thanks to the voice performance once again. That's for the villains, starting with Lulu the guinea pig. He reminds me of that other villain from DreamWorks, the bad guys, Professor Marmalade, because in order to take over Metropolis, she uses army of guinea pigs under her control and uses a green kryptonite meteor to weaken the powers of the Justice League. So it's not that interesting of a villain. Others like the superheroes and Lex Luthor, there isn't much more to them other than being the supporting characters, like the MacGuffin for the animal heroes, and Lex Luthor is nothing more than just a bland villain who plans to take over the world. So on one hand, you have the animal characters who are much more fun when they're on screen. But as for the human characters and even the villains, they might be the weakest part of this film. All in all, DC League of Super Pets might be Warner Animation's solid return to the big screen, fully animated, after losing the Lego Movie franchise back in 2019. While the story can be predictable, and along with the juvenile humor weakening the beginning of the film, and half of the characters haven't much to them, it does make up for it for its action sequences, the impressive animation, and the voice acting to make this from being a letdown. If you love Secret Life Pets and tolerate it, then you can go watch it. But if not and want something more sophisticated, then you can stick to The Incredibles or Big Hero 6, since there was much more nuance to it. But I find this one of the more enjoyable films of the summer. So I'll be giving it a 7 out of 10 for being a good film. Now, I'll be taking a 3-month break from reviewing films, and when I do return, it'll be Disney's Strange World, which will come out this Thanksgiving. So stay tuned and take care.